to my dangote. I can make you see if you're to my boat. You know the God, stop the talk, don't be stupid. Acquire yourself my hit.
Well, good afternoon. This is News at 12 here on Radio Guy Online. My name is Evans Nana Eje. And to the headlines, the government of Nigeria says it is taking steps to ensure it ends the ongoing retail trade feud with Ghana. Fraud and security consultant Richard Kumado has called on the government to scale up public safety ahead of this year's elections. And the National Union of Ghana Students News is kicking against calls to cancel the West African Senior School Certificate Examination papers that leaked to students. Vice Presidential candidate for the National Democratic Congress (NDC), Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has assured teachers of enhanced remuneration when the party returns to power after the December election. And President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has taken a swipe at the opposition National Democratic Congress (NDC) and its flag bearer of not having a clear message for Ghanaians in almost 4 months to the elections. And the United Nations has joined global condemnation of the military takeover in Mali, which saw President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta forced to resign. And now to the details. The National Union of Ghana Students News is kicking against calls to cancel the West African Senior School Certificate Examination (WASSCE) papers that leaked to students. The union feels an undue burden will be shifted onto students. This sentiment comes after the minority in Parliament began a push for the cancellation of the leaked papers. The minority fears the examination process has lost its integrity. Like the National Association of Graduate Teachers, the minority also called for an independent investigation into the leaks. Though the West African Examinations Council (WAEC) has started its own probe and reported to the police, critics feel the council is compromised. The council has also been faced with the leaks of confidential examiner detail. To some other story, Vice Presidential candidate for the National Democratic Congress (NDC), Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman has assured teachers of enhanced remuneration when the party returns to power after December election. She assured teachers and nursing trainees of innovative financial interventions, including increased training allowances and educational loan facilities to facilitate their successful training. Professor Opoku-Agyeman, a former Minister of Education, gave the assurance during separate interaction with trainee teachers and representatives of teacher unions at the Bewa College of Education and trainee nurses at the Bolgatanga Nursing Training College and other professional bodies at Bolgatanga on Saturday, on the last day of her tour of the Upper East region. Professor Opoku-Agyeman indicated that the yet-to-be-launched NDC manifesto has a comprehensive action plan to proactively address the needs of trainee teachers and nurses. In addition, she said the new policy programs in the manifesto designed to enable Ghanaians to achieve their aspirations has incorporated the views of the various teaching and nursing professional groups as a measure to ensure all-inclusive governance. Now, the government of Nigeria says it is taking steps to ensure it ends the ongoing retail trade feud with Ghana. This follows the closure of retail shops owned by foreigners by a task force put together by the Trade Ministry. The PRO of the ministry had said it is against the laws of Ghana for foreigners to own retail shops in the country. Talking to Nigerian traders at a meeting, the Foreign Minister, Geoffrey Onyama, said that his team is taking the issue up with the regional body, ECOWAS. He stated that they want ECOWAS to investigate the issue and secure the shops of these Nigerian traders. Mr. Onyema claimed that the clampdown of retail shops were in contradiction with the ECOWAS protocols. The Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister Onyema assured the traders their government is working to secure their safety. And to some more story, fraud and security consultant Richard Kumado has called on the government to scale up public safety ahead of this year's elections. He expressed concerns about the isolated cases of violence associated with the just ended voter registration exercise undertaken by the Electoral Commission. According to Mr. Kumado, government should adopt what he called a transformational model for law enforcement that will ensure public safety and also swiftly address issues of violence. He also said that the model will ensure swift investigations, community education and awareness creation, as well as facilitating the element of best practices for law enforcers. And to some other story, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has taken a swipe at the opposition National Democratic Congress (NDC) and its flag bearer of not having a clearer message for Ghanaians in almost 4 months to the elections. According to the president, John Dramani Mahama and the NDC are out of ideas to improve the living standards of the Ghanaians. He challenged the party to produce one significant policy intervention that would support the socio-economic development for the people, one that is documented in their 2020 manifesto. He added, based on his observation of the political behavior of the opponent, that the NDC is indecisive as to what they intend to do for Ghanaians. Akufo-Addo noted that the NDC is just hesitant in making public what their 2020 manifesto is, despite the hype that was given the draft document their manifesto working committee submitted to the flag bearer a month ago. The ruling MPP will be launching its manifesto on Saturday, August 22, 2020 in the Central Region. Now to some international story. The United Nations has joined global condemnation of the military takeover in Mali, which saw President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta forced to resign. The UN's Security Council echoed similar calls for regional bodies for the immediate release of all government officials and the restoration of constitutional order. The soldiers said they acted to prevent the country falling into further chaos. They say they will set up a civilian government and hold new elections. Mali, a vast country stretching into the Sahara Desert, is among the poorest in the world and has experienced several military takeovers. It is currently battling to contain a wave of jihadist attacks and ethnic violence. The 50-member Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has also taken swift action against Mali, closing borders, suspending financial flows, and ejecting it from decision-making bodies. It is holding a virtual conference on Thursday to decide what further action to take. Now to sports news. Black Stars will return to action in November after the Confederation of African Football, CAF, announced the resumption of the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. The national team was scheduled to face Sudan in doubleheader, but the games were called off due to the corona pandemic. The two games will now take place in November. The qualifiers started in November last year. Black Stars won their first two games against South Africa and Sao Tome, respectively, and are top of the table in Group C. The 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, which will be hosted by Cameroon, has been moved to 2022 due to delays caused by COVID-19. The Confederation of African Football says it is monitoring the situation closely and working with the relevant authorities with regards to hosting of the matches, and will make pronouncements accordingly in the event of development that will affect playing a match at the designated venue. And now to entertainment. Sarkodie has finally opened up about the event that led to a confrontation between his manager Angel and Stonebwoy prior to the Black Love concert. Although he did not divulge any specific details on the misunderstanding, the rapper admitted that Stonebwoy did hit his manager. The Illuminati hitmaker said he was disappointed Stonebwoy resorted to fist fight to resolve an issue which subsequently injured Angel. Sarkodie said events that happened on the night are not new, but he expected Stonebwoy to only handle his emotions better, but to find a better way to settle it. The Anajo hitmaker revealed he got upset, adding that even though creative persons are sensitive people, it is important they control their emotions and what they put out there. And before we go, a recap of the headlines. The government of Nigeria says it is taking steps to ensure it ends the ongoing retail trade feud with Ghana. Fraud and security consultant Richard Kumado has called on the government to scale up public safety ahead of this year's elections. The National Union of Ghana Students News is kicking against calls to cancel the West African Senior School Certificate Examination papers that leaked to students. Vice Presidential candidate for the National Democratic Congress (NDC), Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has assured teachers of enhanced remuneration when the party returns to power after the December election. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has taken a swipe at the opposition National Democratic Congress (NDC) and its flag bearer of not having a clearer message for Ghanaians in almost 4 months to the elections. And the United Nations has joined global condemnation of the military takeover in Mali, which saw President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta forced to resign. And that's how we end the news at 12 here. Thanks for staying with us. My name is Evans Naneje. Stay tuned.
You know they play you. You want something there more? Sorry, boss.
Motherfucking right, I got an anger problem. Do you feel that you're entitled to this anger?